In the pre-dawn haze of the Black Sea, a fleet of silent shadows closes in on a fortified outpost. Ukrainian unmanned vessels laden with explosive payloads glide through choppy waters toward a Russian-held platform that's more than just steel and rigs. It's a linchpin in Moscow's grip on annexed territories. According to Ukrainian Navy reports, what unfolds next is a high-stakes test of ingenuity against entrenched power, one that could ripple through Europe's energy corridors and political alliances. This isn't just a skirmish, it's a glimpse into the fracturing fault lines of continental security. If you're hooked on the inside story of Europe's power plays, hit subscribe to Global Affairs Europe, where we decode the drama without the spin. Now, let's dive in. The stage for this confrontation is set in the turbulent waters off Crimea, a peninsula illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. A move that sent shockwaves through the European Union, prompting sanctions and a re-evaluation of energy dependencies. The Sivash drilling platform, part of the so-called Boyko Towers network, was originally a Ukrainian state-owned asset for gas and oil extraction, capable of drilling wells up to 6 kilometers deep and housing up to 60 personnel. According to reports from Militarny and Kyiv Post, Russia seized these platforms in 2015, repurposing them as military surveillance outposts. Equipped with radar, optics, electronic intelligence systems, and even hydroacoustic sensors, the Sivash became a vigilant eye monitoring shipping routes between Odessa, the Danube approaches, and Crimea, critical for Russia's blockade tactics and Ukraine's export corridors. EU diplomats have long viewed the Black Sea as a front line in Russia's hybrid warfare, where control over energy infrastructure directly impacts European markets. With Russia supplying a significant portion of Europe's gas pre-war, these platforms symbolize Moscow's leverage. Sources indicate that by militarizing them, Russia aimed to disrupt Ukraine's grain exports, vital to global food security and a key EU negotiation point in the now-defunct Black Sea Grain Initiative. The strategic motivations are clear. For Ukraine, reclaiming influence here bolsters coastal defenses and export lanes. For Russia, it's about maintaining dominance in annexed territories. As one EU think tank report notes, these actions exacerbate the bloc's energy crisis, pushing members toward diversification amid soaring prices. The key players? On the Ukrainian side, the naval forces, leveraging domestically produced unmanned systems in a bid to asymmetric warfare. Reports from Defense Express and the Ukrainian Navy detail an elite unit deploying first-person view, FPV, kamikaze drones, and unmanned surface vessels, USVs. These low-cost innovations, often repurposed from commercial components like AI-driven navigation modules and satellite antennas, represent Ukraine's scrappy response to superior Russian numbers. Motivations stem from survival. With manpower strained, Kyiv turns to tech to strike deep without risking lives. Russia's defenders included an elite special forces unit, possibly from the Española detachment, a quasi-private military group funded by the United Russia Party, per Radio Svoboda reports. Stationed on the Sivash since at least 2022, they operated anti-tank guided missiles like the 9K-135 Kornet, reconnaissance gear, and loitering munitions such as the Lancet. Their goal? Fortify Crimea's perimeter, cueing shore-based missiles and aircraft to enforce a sea denial zone. But aging infrastructure, the Sivash, a Soviet-era design displacing over 10,000 tons, exposed vulnerabilities, lacking modern redundancies against swarming attacks. The engagement unfolds chronologically, as pieced together from Ukrainian Navy footage and Russian counterclaims. It begins on the night of November 1st, 2025, under cover of darkness. According to Defense Express, Ukrainian USVs, sleek fiberglass-hulled vessels with low radar signatures, approached the platform carrying FPV drone payloads. These sea drones, guided by overhead UAVs for real-time spotting, navigate using AI for target identification, blending satellite communications and inertial systems to evade detection. Russian sentries spot the intruders. Sources like Army Recognition describe how defenders unleash Kornet anti-tank missiles and Lancet loitering munitions, claiming to destroy several approaching drones. Thermal imagery from Ukrainian releases shows heat signatures of engines and structures on the platform, where a raised engine section and Kimeta satellite antenna become focal points. The electronic warfare duel intensifies. While not explicitly detailed, the platform's electronic intelligence systems likely attempted jamming. But Ukrainian drones' AI allowed autonomous targeting, bypassing some interference. As the USVs close in, perhaps from multiple directions, with Russian reports varying between 6 to 9 total drones, the FPV kamikaze units launch. Video from the Ukrainian Navy captures the precision. One drone zeroes in on the support structure, detonating on impact. Another strikes the superstructure, obliterating the cornet system and its crew. Improvised kinetic responses from the platform, machine gun fire and missile launches, down some attackers, but layered redundancy in Ukrainian designs proves key. Per Kyiv Post, at least 2 kamikaze drones breach defenses, exploding in flashes that illuminate the rig's helipad and supply stores. From the Russian perspective, propagandists circulated footage purporting a victory, a Lancet striking what they called a Ukrainian boat. But Ukrainian rebuttals, backed by their own thermal clips, reveal it as the successful hit on the Sivash itself. This disinformation attempt underscores Moscow's narrative control efforts, a tactic EU observers link to broader information warfare eroding trust in Western alliances. The tactical breakdown reveals why modern, inexpensive systems exploit gaps in legacy defenses. Ukrainian FPV drones, costing mere thousands, use commercial AI chips for visual navigation, switching seamlessly from GPS to inertial guidance amid potential jamming. Reports highlight how the Sivash's outdated K-braces and ballast systems falter under multi-point strikes, listing the platform and compromising stability. For defenders, trade-offs are stark. Elevated firing points offer range but exposed to aerial swarms. Anti-submarine routes, hydroacoustics, repurposed poorly against surface threats. Countermeasures matter most here. Ukrainian operators blend navigation modes, AI identifying heat stripes, satellite links for control, to stay on target. Russians rely on point defenses like Lancets, effective against singles but overwhelmed by redundancy. As one source notes, this echoes broader war trends. Low-cost commercial repurposing yields high-value effects, from racing quadcopters to washing machine motors in backups. Before we explore the fallout, if this insider look at Europe's geopolitical chessboard has you rethinking the headlines, subscribe now, Global Affairs. Europe delivers the unfiltered truth with a wink of wit, because who says suspense can't be smart? The strategic consequences for the EU are profound. This strike, per army recognition, degrades Russian surveillance, opening gaps in the northwestern Black Sea and easing pressure on Ukraine's export routes, crucial for EU food security amid global shortages. Politically, it tests Brussels' unity, with Hungary and Slovakia often softening on sanctions. Such escalations highlight divisions. Sources indicate rising energy prices could strain the bloc, as disrupted Russian assets indirectly affect global oil flows despite EU diversification efforts. In closed-door EU meetings, diplomats whisper of heightened risks. If Ukraine's tactics inspire other actors, what of NATO's Article 5 in hybrid scenarios? The power struggle intensifies, Moscow's aggression versus Kyiv's resilience, forcing Europe to confront its dependencies. As one EU official reportedly said, this isn't just Ukraine's fight, it's our energy future. In the end, this Black Sea clash leaves us questioning. As drones redefine warfare, can the EU forge a united front against resurgent threats? Or will internal rifts deepen the divide? The platform may stand damaged, but the real test is Europe's resolve. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more and stay vigilant.